Hey there, this is Mary. So a lot of people give me the title of, I don't know, maybe OCD Mary, Uber organized Mary, systems Mary, whatever you want to call me. I guess one of the things I pride myself on is that I do like to keep organized and have good systems in place. So one of the things that's really important with coaching is that we have a good follow-up system. We have a really great system that helps us to know who it is time to follow up with. So while my system isn't perfect, I just wanted to share with you what I do. So I generally like to send messages from two sources only. That way I'm not like going crazy because I would never be able to figure out who it's time to follow up with if I had to keep looking everywhere. So I generally send messages through email or Facebook private messaging. So let me just say before I forget to say it that if I send a message via Facebook private messaging, then I actually email myself to say, sent message to John Doe. And of course, the email itself, date and time stamps it. So, or I said, I'm sorry, I don't say send email. I say send Facebook private message, invite, or whatever, whether it was an invite or not. Just sent Facebook private message to John Doe. So, literally something as simple as this. So I email myself and I might say John Doe, obviously, the name of the person. And I might say sent PM via Facebook to John Doe. And I just send it to myself. And when I send it to myself, of course, it shows up in my inbox. And then I take it, and I have a folder. You may see it over here. It's called 00 Customer Emails. And 00 is only because everything is alphabetized, so I want it to be at the top, as far at the top as I can, so I don't have to scroll to find my folder. So that's why my direct links, future posts, things like that I use every single day, I just add a 00 in front of the folder name. I'm sure you probably already know that, but I just wanted to explain that. So for example, I'll take that email I just sent to myself and I just move it. I'm actually moving it to the folder. Okay. So now I'm sitting here and it's time for me to do my follow-ups. I created a couple test ones. Okay. So let me actually create a test one. So let's say I'm emailing. I wouldn't be emailing myself in this regard. I would be emailing whomever it is I'm going to email. And let's just say I want to talk to them about PIO because they had some questions for me about PIO. So I might say, hey, Jan, great talking with you yesterday. Per our conversation, I wanted to send you some info on the awesome PIO program. I mean, I obviously might say something else, or start with something a little more personal, but the bottom line is you get it. So I'm going to be sending this to Jan, not to myself, okay? But I always BCC myself. So this might be Jan's email up here, not me. I'm sure you all get that. But I would BCC myself. Blind carbon copy is what BCC is. And I hit send. Now it's like 2 days later. Okay, and I'm sorry. Then I'll take it, of course, and I move it into the customer emails folder. Now it's 2 days later, and I want to follow up with John and Jan. I'm going to go into my customer emails folder, and I can see that those two messages are sitting here, right? So now I know John, I actually had messaged as a private Facebook message. So I'm actually going to go, of course, over to Facebook into my private messaging, and I'm going to, find. The reason why I send the email is because sometimes your inbox gets so full that if you just try to scroll to see who you need to follow up with, sometimes that can get overwhelming. So, I'm just going to search for John, find John, and I'm going to do my follow-up right here. And then I'm actually going to take this email and I'm going to hit reply all, and I'm going to say sent follow up PM via Facebook to John. And that's it. And so it's actually going to be messaging myself so I can remind myself. Now I'm going to delete the first message because I don't want to jam up that folder. And as you can see right there in my inbox is my message to myself telling me what I did, and I put that in my customer emails folder. Going back to the customer emails folder, I want to follow up with Jan as well. So I'm going to open up the message. Now, she may have replied back to me. I mean, this, whatever. There might be a whole series of her replying and me answering questions. You always, always, always are replying back to the person and BCCing yourself so that you have the entire conversation chain to reference, all in this whole email thread. So I would reply all. Now, again, in this case, it's just going to show me, but really that would be her email there. But I'm once again going to BCC myself, and I'm just going to say something like, hey, Jan, just checking back with you. Have you had a chance to check out the PIO video I sent below? What did you like best about the program? Something like that, okay? Again, BCCing myself, sending it to Jan, not myself, and I hit send. And then I delete this original message so I don't have 20,000 of those. And then I take my message I just sent to Jan and I throw it into the customer emails folder. And so this customer emails folder is just all the people that I am currently in a conversation with about something, whether it's getting them started with a fitness program or coaching or whatever. They're all right here, okay? And that's how I do my follow-ups and keep track of what I'm doing. So I know that you might be like, well, that was stupid, Mary. Obviously, that's what everybody does, but not everybody does that. So I just wanted to make sure I shared with you my follow-up process. And if you have any questions, just comment below the video. I'm more than happy to answer your questions, or if I went too fast, maybe rewind me. But feel free to ask questions, and I hope it helps because follow-up is really, really important. One thing I will tell you about follow-up is that people expect you to follow up. So be sure that you have a process in place to not only reach out and connect with people, but to also follow up with them. All right, there you go. Follow-up process. You guys have a great day.